From all killer, no filler brawls to precise finishing shots, crumbling slams,
nope, can't lift there. She'll still get Conor. Oh!
Exterminating kicks, and tsunami-like back fists. Join us as we delve into the archives of the most scariest women's knockouts in MMA, Volume 2. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Valentina Shevchenko versus Jessica Eye. In June of 2019, a primal showdown took place between the Muay Thai turned part-time MMA practitioner Valentina Bullet Shevchenko.
She does not like those. Oh, big elbows! Valentina! Man, oh! I mean, this is what this. Oh my goodness!
And the freestyle MMA brawler Jessica Evil Eye, most known for the bloodshed she bestowed upon Leslie Smith, apathetically disfiguring her ear with little remorse.
Here is a speed difference. I mean, a quite noticeable. She might feel fine, but she might lose her ear.
This bout would come after an ungodly streak from Jessica, with intentions to carve her name in gold. From the onset, Shevchenko would make it clear that her shin would be the weapon of choice, delivering crisp roundhouse kicks to the body of Jessica.
Shevchenko in the black and gold, but getting in outstanding shape, barely breathing heavy after round.
But Valentina would make a point to demonstrate that the skill gap was too wide, not just in striking, but also in wrestling, taking Jessica on several trips to Slam City.
She can advance to the next position. There you go.
After continued shots to the body, Jessica's guard to mission control became defenseless. She identified the holes in the game of Jessica and ended her by sending a nuclear football. Mengbo versus Priscilla Hertardi Lamban Gaul. Throughout Mengbo's illustrious career, the hands of stone strawweight assassin has struck fear into the fighters of one, suffering only 2 losses since 2018. She has been regarded as the petite maiden with inhuman striking power, leaving behind a trail of victims.
Trying to corral Dustin, getting ready to touch her with that right.
Priscilla invoked the game of patience, fully aware of the fighter she faced who wore boulders instead of gloves. A feeling out process would consume the bulk of the bout, Gaul nearly reacting to every feint throw by Meng with intense flinching. Fear was evident and confidence was scarce. Bo stalked down Priscilla like defenseless prey and delivered a swift 1-2 that immediately tested the impact resistance of the canvas.
Distance, getting ready to touch her with that right hand.
Meng added another knockout to the highlight reel in a ruthless fashion. Cris Cyborg versus Sinead Kavanagh. Former featherweight queen Cristiane Justino Cyborg has been handing out concussions for almost 2 decades.
Big time. Leslie's looking to finish it right now.
The finish.
Oh, this is old Cyborg.
Got to fight back here. Cris. Oh, several flush knees now. And this could do it.
She is a badass Brazilian Thai fighter with freakish genetics who dominates the strawweight division of one championship at a healthy age of 38. When the two faced off at Bellator 279, it was almost immediate. Few can initiate a toe-to-toe slugfest with Cris Cyborg. Only the Lioness herself left successful. Kavanagh tried to overcome the threat that was Cyborg, even though the skill gap was too wide.
One of the greatest in Cris Cyborg.
To throw that blitz and gets the cage.
Right hand, hammer fist.
Stamp Fairtex versus Elise Anderson. The soon-to-be one championship queen Pin Stamp Fairtex is a representative of Thailand that guarantees a spectacle no matter what.
One big jab.
Just stay on the outside.
You execute the top, you throw your opponent to the canvas, and you learn to beat you in.
With her hands down, beat her hands down.
The Fairtex fighting camp snuffed the talent out of thin air, embracing Stamp as their first female gladiator. She, of course, delivered with a foot across the face of Rashi Shinde at her one championship debut. The table was set, and Stamp looked to continue her dominant onslaught against Elise Anderson, a submission specialist with 10 finishes secured from her 12 victories. Solidifying the win would grant the victor a title shot and the opportunity to carve their name in gold for the strawweight division. Stamp would navigate through the bout as the more calm and relaxed MMA practitioner. However, Elise Anderson remained laser-focused, exhibiting impressive footwork. Thai fighters are undoubtedly equipped with depths of experience, regardless of youth, given most turned pro as teenagers. This allowed Fairtex to analyze the movements of Elise. They would initiate a clinch at 2 minutes and 13 seconds of the second round. Stamp would land several knees into the belly of Anderson, then push Anderson into target range and land a heavy Thai kick to her liver, leaving her convulsing on the canvas. Zhang Yili versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk 2. When strawweights Zhang Yili and Joanna Jędrzejczyk went at it under UFC 248, they would leave a chapter in the chronicles of UFC as one of the greatest women's brawls in MMA history. But it would be the sequel under UFC 275, where Zhang would make it clear that their first scrap that left fans questioning who was superior was indeed a fluke. 32-year-old Zhang Yili made a habit of ragdolling her opponents ever since her pro debut loss against one championship star Mengang. Even so, she proved to be an unsolvable riddle to many fighters that were thrown into the cage with her.
Wow, heavy
Look
shot.
to fight like this. Wow!
Oh, clips.
This is heavy. They're heavy
First
knees.
minutes.
This is not
Zhang
good.
Yili.
Oh, armbar. Look at this.
There's a tap.
Wow.
What?
The sequel to their first meeting was heavily anticipated, given their first fight was said to be one of the greatest MMA bouts between two women, and for good reason.
Fire. Oh! In these exchanges, she likes to end with the southpaw. Looking for a left high kick.
Slightly outlanded Zhang Yili in this fight.
What a
Arguably
fight.
the greatest fight in women's mixed martial arts.
Although many wondered who would be the victor as they waited for the decision from the judges, Zhang Yili would secure the dub during their first slugfest. Beaten, bruised, and swollen, Joanna agreed to run back a duology in 2022. The bout immediately began to show remnants of their first meeting, Joanna landing critical strikes initially on Zhang.
From young Jędrzejczyk now.
Yili would initiate an outside trip and pound the face of Joanna for the remainder of round 1. Round number 2, Yili managed to end Joanna with a funeral blow spinning back fist from the depths of hell.
Joanna's constantly pressuring. Spinning back fist.